Hello and welcome to the full moon video. Now the full moon will be happening on the 16th of February 2022. It will be happening in the sign of Leo, and this is a collective message for everyone. Now with this full moon, we are cleansing and letting go of what is no longer in alignment to our heart. When we are talking about Leo, we are talking about romance, love, passion, creative ideas, even entrepreneurship. So everything to do with what brings you joy, your passion, but when it is connected to your heart. It's where we have courage to be our authentic self. It's where we have courage to love. It's where we have courage to really follow through on what is within our heart. Now the sun is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is more a collective energy, the collective being everyone else, the world outside of ourselves, our social connections. That's Aquarius, and it rules over the mind. We can be overthinking, overanalyzing. Do I go this way? What future shall I have? What options do I have? But we need to bring it back to our heart, which is Leo, where the full moon is at. Asking ourselves, how do we remain true to what brings us happiness? Well, how do we remain true? Where do we find the courage? Where are we going to be brave to follow through on our happiness? Think of it. Leo rules also over children and a child. So it's important to remember when we are younger as children and so forth, we have ideas, but as we grow, we kind of get stuck in our insecurities and what the world tells us and how the world tells us to be and how we should be and what's not right. That can kind of stop that energy of the inner child, where we now are very stuck on the world outside of us. So when we say follow and do inner child work, it's more about listening to what just purely brings you joy, laughter, where you don't have a care in the world and you're really following through on your heart. That's the energy of Leo, and it has to do with our relationships too. Are you really following through on your heart of what brings you happiness? Now, it's important to note that the North Node is in Taurus, and this happened in January, and the South Node is in Scorpio. And the Sun is in Aquarius, and the Moon is in Leo. And what's important about all these signs is that they are fixed signs, right? Leo is fixed fire, Aquarius is fixed air, Taurus is fixed earth, and Scorpio is fixed water. So this is an energy where we can become stuck in our mind, Aquarius, stuck within our energy of emotions. The South Node is this. So when we are talking South Node, we're talking about things we need to let go of, but we need to look towards our heart, where the full moon is at in Leo, and the North Node being in Taurus. What is going to be simple? What brings you value? Who supports you? Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it has that energy of beautiful happiness, but simplicity as well. And that's where the value comes in. The value comes a lot in when we find people who truly support us, when we find people who truly get us and connect to us. Given that it is a full moon in Leo, it is intense, given all these fixed signs, so we could find ourselves feeling paralyzed, not knowing which direction to take, not knowing which way to move, stuck in fear, holding back. South Node got us in the grips of our emotion when it comes to Scorpio, and also our bonds, because Scorpio rules those bonds. We can be bonded to our fears, our doubts, and we can be bonded to people that disempower us. And that energy is very difficult. We can be bonded to people who deceive us, manipulate us, do those things that are hidden. And this is where we are letting go. So with this full moon particularly, it is a destiny and fated point, given the energy of this fixed signs connecting to the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. How do we bond? How do we connect? The truth is through authenticity, which is Leo. It's about being authentic. It's not about deception, manipulation, or being dishonest or not sharing the truth. When we are children, if we were to think about it, and we don't have a care in the world, when we're upset, we're upset. When we're sad, we're sad. We're authentic. We don't hide it. We don't try to be strong. And that's the difference when we're talking about the Leo energy. We're not talking about an energy of forcing yourself to be strong when you're not feeling it. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna put on a brave face now, right? That's not the energy. That's putting on a face. That's putting on a show. That is not the true essence of the feeling. Being brave is sometimes to even push through the darkest and depths of your emotions, as painful as they may be, and looking at a situation that is not healthy, nor in your best interest, or no longer speaking to your heart, and asking yourself, this is no longer speaking to my heart. It feels really, really difficult and challenging, but I gotta let it go. I gotta follow my heart, and I gotta risk it and be brave. That is the energy of Leo. I got to risk it and be brave, be myself. Just do it anyways, not question it. That's the energy of it. And when I say question it, the questions come in with the sun in Aquarius. Am I good enough? Am I strong enough? Will the world reject me? Will people reject me? Will I ever find the connections I'm meant to find? Will I ever find love? Will I ever find the right people, the right group, the right connection? Will I ever find my passion? Will I ever find happiness? Will I ever find any of these things? But the energy of Leo is just be in the moment, the inner child energy of following your heart, and do the simple thing. North Node Taurus, that's the direction of the energy, and that's the shift that we went through in January when the North Node moved into Taurus. We are all changing. January was an intense month, not only with the shift of the nodes, North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, and with the North Node being the destiny point, value, simplicity, and the South Node being releasing karma, those energies that bond us, the insecurities, our fears, our doubts, our pain, our trauma. South Node, we are releasing those things. And we are entering into a space of simplicity and value and support. Stability, both emotionally and physically. That's the fixed energy of Taurus. That is what we are moving towards. And that's the change that happened. Along with the retrogrades that we experienced, Venus retrograde that we went through in January, which started in December of 2021, and the Mercury retrograde that we also had in January, which ended on the 3rd of February, 4th of February. Now, those retrogrades were intense. And that's why now we're coming to this point of like, listen to your heart, and what is your heart telling you? You went through so many changes in January. You went through so many points of confusion, frustration, misunderstandings, conflicts. When we are coming to this Leo full moon, we are coming to a point of releasing and letting go and listening to our heart. Right? All the energy is now direct, and we can take action upon anything that we want to take action upon. And when I say direct, I'm talking about the planets. They're not retrograde. As in retrogrades, it's not good to start anything. But now it's telling you, listen to your heart. And given that the nodes play a role during this full moon, this would be a full moon where if you thought your life was going in one direction, the people that you saw your life in and around, these nodes specifically are changing all of that because you're changing. It's a point of growth. It's a point of evolution. So you are changing, especially when nodes of destiny come into play. Nodes of destiny means like if it's meant to be, it'll be. If that relationship is meant to stay, it'll stay. Friendship, job situation, any of those things. But if your heart is no longer in it and the universe and spirit is feeling it that your heart isn't, it's going to create a change within your life in order for your heart to come in and for you to move in a journey towards following your heart. So if things end, if things come to no longer being as what you thought they were, know that your heart is at play. Your heart is connecting you to your soul. And it's moving you forward on this physical plane towards destiny, simplicity, and of value. And that's the important message for this full moon. Yes, there can be a lot of emotions. It is a fire moon, so we can feel quite intense about what we want. We might not know about how we're going to move forward because they're fixed energy, but it is telling us that we know what we want. And with Mars in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn that are conjuncting together currently and going into March, but they are conjunct, Mars and Venus especially. It's asking us to be in alignment with our masculine and our feminine energies And when I say masculine, feminine, I'm talking about the feminine energy of receptivity, the masculine energy of action. Now, when we are out of balance, right, and we are out of balance in our Mars energy, we might be indecisive about action. We might not feel like we have the energy to take action. Okay, like we might question ourselves, doubt ourselves, indecisive. Now that's the energy of Mars, now the masculine energy of being in a place of uncertainty and needing some balance. Or it could be the other way around, where we're aggressive, pushy, pushing boundaries, right? We just want to push our way forward. We're not allowing, we are now trying to just go at it and telling people what to do, control the situation, you need to do it. It comes of aggressive. That's the energy when it's out of balance. And when you are in balance with your Mars, you know when to take action. You just feel it, you do it, you allow for it to happen. Even sometimes if things go wrong, at least you are taking the action and you're learning. Okay? Now, the feminine energy being out of balance is where we can feel sometimes like the victim, insecure, we are unable to receive, or we can be the other way around, where we are emotionally, can be manipulative. Now, given that both these energies are in conjunction, connected to each other, they are connected, Mars and Venus together, it's telling us to bring balance to ourselves with these energies, with our giving and receiving, our feminine energies, our emotions, and our masculine energy. Where do we actually take care of ourselves? That's a feminine energy of taking care of yourself, but the action part comes with Mars. Right? So we are balancing these energies out, and we all are going through it together. And that can also bring up a lot of emotions about the relationships we want to connect to, the situations, the jobs that we want. We are looking for what makes me feel good. I don't want to feel disempowered at my work. I don't want to feel disempowered in my relationship. I don't want to feel broken, because heartbreak can be so devastating during a Leo full moon because it rules the heart. So when it feels disempowered, it feels not valued, it feels underappreciated, that can be, that fist that is just holding your heart and squeezing it. And this is the energy of saying, let go of all of that. You're not disempowered. You're not at this place. Yes, you're probably going through a difficult time, but you can go through the moments, embrace the feeling, let it go, and make some changes and adjustments to bring happiness and a place of center into your life. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. My website's linked down below, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos.